I'm excited. We're live. Good evening. Happy World Animal Day, first and foremost. If you're watching this as a recording after the live broadcast, it's possibly no longer World Animal Day, but let's face it, for some of us, every day is World Animal Day. But today really is World Animal Day. October 4th every year is World Animal Day. And what a wonderful world it is because of animals being in it with us. This live broadcast, which as you can see is themed green, partly to honor World Animal Day, but partly for another reason, because it relates to the announcement we're going to make. This is an announcement video, and I thought I'd invite you guys who are on the broadcast to write in the comments what you think the announcement is. See if you can guess. I'm going to invite someone very well known to many of you to join me in just a second. In fact, he's there. I can see him. You just can't. I'm going to bring him on screen any second now, and then I'm going to invite you to comment on what you think the announcement's about if you haven't already guessed. And with that, and by the way, before I do bring my guest on screen, I want to also say we're going to show you something. So stick around. We're going to show you something which is going to be quite a short broadcast, 15 minutes, I'd have thought. And in that 15 minutes, we're going to show you something that no one's ever seen before. And I can see lots of you joining. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll come back to that in just a second. Look who it is. Hello, mate.
Hello. How are we doing? You all right? Lovely to see you.
You too, mate. You too. I like the plant in the background. That looks good.
Thanks. There it is.
Everyone, this is Giles. If you're not familiar with Giles is a dear friend of mine that I've known for far too long, because it means we must be old. Certainly I am.
Yeah.
In fact, we met years ago on a TV commercial. Then we did a film together. Been mates ever since. And as many of you may know, we've been working on several projects over the years. With Giles having joined the broadcast, now I have a guess. I can see some. So Val says, "Born free." Let's put it on. Born free. I was born free.
Yeah. But sadly,
as well we all.
It's
but
not.
The announcement hasn't got anything to do with Born Free.
It hasn't. I was trying to share, by the way. That's what I was trying to do, to make sure I was sharing it to my Facebook page and to the other Facebook page. But
give you much time, did I? Was that not possible?
Wasn't enough time. The intro, well. But I eventually got there. I think I've done it. So anyway, good evening, everyone. Hello.
Good evening, everyone. Look at what Donna says.
What's she saying?
I hope it's good news. It is.
It's nice.
It is good news. In fact, it's two bits of good news, because the first bit of good news is it's World Animal Day, as we know. But the second bit of good news, I think we might as well just get straight to it, might we? Make the announcement.
Let's do it.
Okay. Why don't you do that?
I would like to announce that our documentary, Food for Thought, will be released on January the 1st, 2025.
In which case, I'll turn on the branding. And that's the last giveaway. Yeah, there it is, folks. We've been working on it for what I mean, I'm actually
too long.
I'm thinking it's 2018, possibly even earlier.
Well, when we first started thinking about it, yes. But we should definitely let them know we might be showing a little clip, right? Maybe we're gonna show a little.
You might be showing you a tiddly little bit of it. It's not a trailer; it's an excerpt. That's how that's pronounced. It's an excerpt, we would love for you to see it, but we'd equally, in fact, more so, love for you to see the whole film.
Yeah.
So, Charles,
tell me,
how will people do that? How will people see the film on January 1st?
Yeah, we're going to put this out on a website. We're going to do this ourselves. One of the main reasons we want to do this is because it can get lost in the shuffle. It can get lost in the distribution world. And we didn't want to do that. We wanted to release the film for people to see it. That's why we made it, not for it to be behind paywalls and all sorts of stuff like that. We wanted to do this and get this film out there so that you can share it with all your friends, and it to be an important documentary that is available, rather than, oh, it's not available in this country yet, or it's hiding behind this paywall. We wanted to just release this movie. It's time, and also it means a lot to us. So we want you to see it, and we want to be able to share it. So yes, it'll be on a website, which we're not going to announce yet what that is. And I'm very excited for you all to see it.
Yeah, it is exciting. And to echo what Giles just said, the whole purpose of this film was always to spread the message. Now, the thing about this kind of forum, and all of you wonderful people, you always join us. I'm seeing all the very familiar names in the chat already, and it's absolutely wonderful to see you. And thank you for your kind messages already coming in. It means the world to us. And as I've always said in so many of these different conversations we've had about different causes, different animal charities, different whatever it may be, it's always, the challenge is always getting outside of our inner circle, getting beyond that echo chamber that we live in. Because whenever I say anything about animals, or Giles expresses that we wanted to make this film because X, Y, and Z, you guys already agree with us, and we haven't changed anything, and we're really determined to change as much as we can for the benefit of animals. And of course, we know you guys feel the same. So we've really wanted always to have this film available to you as a tool that you can use. And this goes deep as well. We want you to be able to use this as a tool to invite other people who might be shut off to the idea of exploring a vegan lifestyle. And there's reasons why people shut off, which is one of the reasons why you'll have probably heard us right back in the very beginning, way back when we did the fundraiser, and when we started talking about this film, and when we were doing the Food for Thought live broadcast through the pandemic even, was that we were talking about not having any graphic imagery, not having something that gives anyone an excuse not to watch. And we've really gone to trouble to achieve that. And part of that is making it freely available. So, and we were so blessed because of your generosity, people contributing to our fundraiser. That's made that possible. That's completely why we're able to say we don't need to go to the Netflixes or the Amazons or the other broadcasters or cinema release to try to make back money to pay investors. Because of your kind donations, we're able to say, right, when the film's finished, it's going to be available online, so that that's the first reason people won't watch it, is because if they have to subscribe to Netflix, or they have to pay to watch it. So it's going to be free out there for you to watch and to share with your friends and family, and get it as far and wide as possible. So that's good. Mm-hmm. January 1st ties in nicely with something, doesn't it, Giles?
It does. It ties in perfectly with Veganuary, which is a great time for you to ask your friends, family who potentially aren't vegan, to maybe go that way. It's a great time to do it for that reason. It's a new year, new celebration. So it's perfect for you to help as well. You can say, hey, look, it's Veganuary, give it a go, watch this documentary. It should help you on your way as well. There's also going to be various things on the website itself as well, isn't there, Dan? We're going to populate it with lots of bits and pieces to help assist this as well.
Yeah, we want to again, as I mentioned about the concept of providing a tool to you and to us to spread this message of the vegan movement. We want to make it easier. We want to provide simple things like tips. We want to provide things like a discussion forum. Now, Winnie, I'm not sure is with us this evening, but Winnie very kindly set up the Food for Thought discussion forum on Facebook, which still exists to this day, and it's so wonderful to see it being used. We're going to extend that. We want to extend that beyond Facebook. So for those folks who don't have a Facebook account, we want them to still be able to get on and involved in the conversation. So we'll provide some sort of, I think, a good example of it is Discord, and I don't know much about it at this stage, but we will provide a discussion forum where people can jump in, know that they're in a like-minded community of animal-loving vegans, where they can get tips and advice and that kind of community support. So that'll be there. Plus, we're thinking about lots of things, actually, and what we'd love to do is ask you guys what you'd like to see on a website. I've seen a lot of people asking about the link to the website. I'll cover that in just a sec. However, we can go to the idea of things like T-shirts, you know, with an animal slogan, caps, books, recipe books, for example, for vegan recipe, that sort of thing. And all of these things are possible, but we'd love to know what you guys would like to see. So do let us know in the comments, and you'll have an opportunity to let us know as time progresses. We'll come back to that as well, though.
Yes.
With regards to the actual website, just because I want to make sure that no one's looking for a link that they're not going to be able to find yet, the website will go live. I think we actually already have the URL, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to guess at it, because right now, if you went to it, it would literally just be a holding page that doesn't say anything. But it will be something along the lines of our documentary's name.com, and then we will we'll point you to that as soon as it's available. And rest assured, of course, it will be available and on online long before January 1st, where you'll be able to dive in and enjoy and take advantage of all the benefits on there, all of the things that that we intend to add to it. Speaking of benefits, the fundraiser, for any of you guys who were kind enough to contribute, I know many of you contributed, and there were rewards involved. Some of you have already had those rewards, of course, because they were kindly donated by partners that provided some kind of an experience or a benefit of some kind. The thing that obviously hasn't been dished out yet is the film itself, because the film is only going to be finished on January 1st. But any of you who wanted a DVD, poster, all the things that relate to the film itself, you will get them. Go for it, Charles.
You will. I'm just hoping we'll finish it before January the 1st, because that would be a squeaky bum time, wouldn't it? Yeah. Someone press a button. Yeah.
One of the reasons why we're announcing the release date of January 1st is so that it is finished by January 1st.
Yeah.
Because, I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll just have a quick chat about I think it's worth acknowledging. You guys have been very patient with us, and we appreciate that. It's taken a long time. Films do take a long time. All of the films you see out there have gone through, usually, unless they've got enormous budgets, have gone through an enormously long process. And you are looking on your screens right now at the entirety of the people responsible for this film. We have had people come in and help us with filming days and edit and various different things from time to time, but literally where you'd normally have closer to 200 or even bigger productions, 2,000, it's us, and we're doing everything. And because of that, it has taken an awfully long time. Because of funds, it's taken a long time. Because of the pandemic, we got a 1.5, 2 year delay. But we didn't want to just disregard that length of time that it's taken, because we know you guys have been incredibly patient, and we appreciate that.
We
but
do.
Giles knows all about filmmaking and how long it takes, and
yeah, it takes a long time. The difference, when you're doing a scripted, you're making a film, you're making a feature film that has a script, there's the script, you've got your beginning, middle, and end, you know what's going to happen. With a documentary, you can take it any direction you want. There's certain people we've interviewed that are massively in the edit. There's certain people we've interviewed who are hardly in the edit. There's certain things the first edit we ever did, the movie now is totally different to that. So you can shape an edit in a documentary. That's how you can do it. But in a feature or a TV series, it's not. There's the script. This is what you shoot. This is how you edit it and get it all together. So it does take time, and it's choosing and choices. What do you put in? What don't you put in? What's important? And especially this, because me and Dan care so much about the animals and animal welfare and the environment, and obviously the vegan angle too. It's really important that we were telling the right message and getting that across, and not being too heavy-handed or forcing something, or it's really important that we were making it right and making it in the right way. So hopefully we've done that. We're now locked picture. We're now just doing the final bits of grade and sound mix and all that good stuff. So we're really excited. We're really happy with what we've managed to achieve. Like Dan said, just me and Dan, and it's very exciting.
It really is.
Very exciting.
It really is. Some great ideas coming through, guys. Thank you very much for your engagement, talking about the things like meetups, things like, as per Donna's point on screen right now.
Up, I suppose.
Vegan up. That's a good. Is it a good?
I don't think
it's a suggestion.
It's a terrible suggestion. But...
a vegan up. Let's call it vegan up. On the point of university screenings, which I think is a lovely idea, Donna. And thank you again for sharing freedom. I know you contacted me the other day about that, and that's an amazing thing you did there, and I'm very grateful to you. And absolutely, I think that's a wonderful idea, and we'd love to make it available to people to see. And we've again, back to that point I made about we've chosen not to use graphic imagery. It will be screenable in schools and universities. It's family friendly, let's say. But with screenings in mind, I do also just want to quickly dart back to that point about the rewards. And you may very well remember that we talked in the fundraising campaign, and indeed one of the rewards, or several of the rewards, related to either sponsorship of a premiere or tickets to a premiere. A premiere will happen, possibly more than one, and we're really excited about that too. So stand by. When we have details, we will announce to you excuse me, where that will take. We would love for you to join us for that screening, so that'll be fun. As well as the fact that it's online, you guys might know more about this than us. We're a bit old fogey-ish, and we don't know what we're talking about when it comes to some of this stuff, like what they call watch parties. Apparently that's not a party where you get together and compare watches. It's a party where online in your various different locations you can get together and watch the same film, but you're not in the same location like a premiere, but you're all together like we are now from our own locations and watching a film. So we'll be doing things like that too, and we'll even try and offer you the opportunity to organize a watch party where, if possible, we'll come along and join you for a Q&A.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Speaking of watch parties,
go on.
should we have a little watch? Should we have a little watch or something?
Yeah, I mean, I'm up for showing something. I mean, you're the one going to press play.
I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah.
So, folks, what we're going to show you now, as I said, this is, and for anyone who's joined us since I said it, this isn't the trailer for the film. This is literally an excerpt from the film. It's only 1 minute and 22 seconds long. This is the first viewing anyone's had of any of the film. We hope it will give you a sense of the vibe of it. Here it comes. Joking aside, we really are filmmakers. There's Giles directing one of his films, and here are a couple of moments from a film I made during lockdown. Animal welfare and conservation really are a priority in my life. I make it my business to stand up and speak out for animals whenever I can. But what inspired us to make this film is the quite recent and sudden growth of the vegan movement. Go into any restaurant or supermarket and it's very clear to see demand for vegan options has increased dramatically, and we wanted to find out why. So, as well as a group of participants taking part in our very own vegan experiment, we wanted to meet people who are already on that path and find out what inspired them to start their vegan journey.
Factory farming every year wastes enough food to feed an extra 4 billion people on the planet.
What if we could be the generation that separates meat from animals?
All vegan, all organic, and local. We think that this idea really has potential.
Maybe you're concerned about the environmental impacts of our food systems. Or perhaps you want to explore the implications to your personal health. Or like us, you might just love the animals and want to protect them. It's what made me want to cry.
That's nice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was nice.
I'll tell you what, it's a weird feeling to suddenly, for it to be visible to people, which you spent so long working on it.
Yeah, that was what it's saying for me. It was that it was like, oh, people are watching this now. It's not just us going, oh, tweak that, pull that in. Maybe we should change that. That was, that
absolutely
felt kind of lovely.
It's
great.
So there you go, folks. There's a little tiny look. Oh, wow. Thank you, Donna. And thank you all. Teresa, I'm going to come back to your comment. I think it's a really important one. So stand by for that. I just want to say, in fact, we want to say, having just seen that little clip, and again, the point I made earlier about the only reason this film was possible, and the only reason that the way we're releasing it is possible, is you guys. Literally, this isn't just small talk, not just being nice. This is real. You guys made this film possible, and you have made it possible for us to, through your generosity and the donations we got, and in the sense that you're not investors looking for a return on that investment other than the film itself, we're able to say, here you go, here's the film. We thank you from the bottom of our heart for that. It's an incredible gift, and thank you.
Yeah, it is amazing. We were literally looking at the stats earlier, and our last day of the campaign was crazy. The percentage of people who contribute was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So
Really?
a huge thanks. Thank you.
You know what, it actually is amazing to see this, Giles, and I know it will be amazing for you to see this as well, because you really don't know what people will make of it. And with you guys feeling this way about it, from what you've seen, I'm supremely confident that you're going to like it. I'm supremely confident, because I think we wanted to make sure, you guys know me in terms of how I don't want to be extreme. Any of you that follow me on social media know that I don't share graphic images. I do deal with horrible subjects, but I don't put it out there in that way that some people, and there's a place for it, don't get me wrong, there's a place for it, and it needs to happen. Lots of people, in fact, I think you yourself, Giles, went vegan because of seeing graphic imagery. It works.
Yeah.
It wasn't, our film wasn't the place for it. And so when we tried to get this pitched in a certain way, we did it with all of us, literally all of us in mind, and be able to say to friends, family, colleagues, anyone that's teetering on the edge that maybe expresses an interest in veganism that isn't one of those complete, again, I'll come back to your point, Teresa, those folks that just categorically deny that we should be vegan, that we're supposed to eat meat, that we're carnivores, that we develop that way, etc. This is the film. This is the film for them. This is a tool for them and for all of us. And and what I'm going to share this comment on screen real quick from Teresa. Those folks who always say we're supposed to eat meat. God, I mean, we've all heard it, right? And when they compare themselves to lions, and they fail to notice that they're not living in the wild, and that they're cooking their meat and they're buying it in a supermarket, and that they're choosing to wear clothes and things that lions don't do. But I think one of the, as well as addressing this in a way that isn't confrontational, by which I mean we've very carefully made the film in such a way that, of course, we're not going to catch everybody, but that most people won't be watching it and thinking, no, disagree with that, switching off. It's far too easy for them to do that. We're trying to give them plenty of, and you actually may be surprised at some of the reasons that we've injected into the film to try and make people want to stick around and watch for a bit longer, because it doesn't necessarily go hand in hand with this kind of a documentary. But we've done it, and we stand by it, and we're proud of it.
Yeah, there's plenty of, I was going to say, there's plenty of docs out there already that do show that, and that you sometimes you don't share them because you go, oh no, they're not going to watch that because it's too graphic. So yeah, it's definitely, we don't need to follow other films. This is our film, and this is what we wanted to say.
Absolutely. And to your point, Teresa, I think perhaps that gives us that's another really great example of how this website, where the film will be hosted, would it be a great discussion topic in that community, in that forum, for people to be able to say, look, when I run into this kind of resistance, what should I say? And so we can have those kinds of those conversations there as well, which I think will be really helpful for furthering and progressing the vegan movement, which of course is a priority for everyone here because we love the animals. What else is going to happen, Giles? Because it's the January 1st. How far away are we? It's October, November, December. It's only 3 months away.
It's just under 3 months, yeah, until this film is out there in the world. But also for us to then be really pushing and helping each other and helping other people to think about the planets and the animals and everything that way as well. So yeah, not long. So up until that point, we're going to be doing more lives. We're going to have guests on. We're going to be promoting the film. We're going to want you to help promote the film and get involved in any way, in which way you can. And they're going to be bi-weekly, the chats, aren't they, Dan?
Correct.
Yeah, cool. Absolutely. Yeah. So it's going to be massively. We want the community involved, and we're all just part of this together. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's all about you. It really is all about you guys at this point. I mean, it has been all along, as we said, and it's what's kind of driven the creation of the film and the shape it's taken. Other things have shaped the film. When you were talking earlier about the pandemic, Giles, and the delays and stuff, and I thought to myself that as well as the pandemic delaying us, it has to some extent shaped the film, because goodness me, didn't that inspire a conversation in terms of our relationship with animals and the various things that go along with that pandemic, and then the likes of SARS and bird flu and so on. And so it and you have shaped this film and why it's been created the way it has, and why it's going to be where it is. And like Giles says, we want to really ramp this up now, so it doesn't sound too far away, does it? 3 months. I think that means bi-weekly. We're only going to have 5 bi-weekly chats before the actual next one. The 6th one would be probably January 1st, and the launch, the release of the film.
And we've got Christmas in the middle of that as well. So there is that. Right. So yes, but we know what it's like around Christmas. It can be the most difficult time for plant-based people and families and getting together. And so, yes, it's especially with what we're eating. So we think this is a good time. So yeah, be with us, help us.
And it's going to be, by the way, your forum for when we bring guests to talk on the broadcast with us, just like you're doing today. We absolutely love your engagement, your questions, your input. It really has shaped a lot of what we've done, and it will continue to do so. So you mean the world to us.
Yes.
I think that's about it for today.
Yep.
Unless there's anything you want to add, Giles.
No, just to say that the quality of that film, and as a director, along with Dan directing this movie, I can't help but go, oh God, it looks so much better normally. That's just me. It's doing through the channel, so I'm just giving it that caveat. No one else cares, and you all loved it anyway. But that's me going, oh my God, it looked fuzzy. That bit looked better, because that's what we do. But yes,
it's difficult, isn't it? Because that's the nature of filmmaking and acting, and it really, you expose your creations to the world, to the public, and it's up there for scrutiny, and so we were both actually kind of a little bit worried about playing it through this format, because of course what you see and hear of the film that we can share through this format on a live broadcast, which is probably a maximum of 720p, so it's not even close to as good as your TVs at home, even if your TV's 10 years old. The quality will be there, and we'll be making sure that it's available to people. Again, it's another reason for people to switch off if they this is rubbish, doesn't sound good, doesn't look good. We've made sure it does, and we're excited to share it with you. We really are. I think the biggest message of all is we're so grateful to you guys. We're just so grateful for what you've made possible. So thank you one more time, and watch this space for Food for Thought Live. Who'd have thought? It's like retro, isn't it? Food for Thought Live over the coming weeks as we lead up to January 1st, the release of Food for Thought. We'd love to see you. That's about it, isn't it, really?
That's about it. Yeah.
Right,
thank
guys.
you.
Well, lots of love. Thank you. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.